and welcome to Miniatures Rundown. It's time for the Sunday Preview Rundown. I'm Josh.
And I'm Mitchell.
And this week, I'm disappointed because of what we don't have, but we'll get into that. A little surprising, it's Arks of Omen and the new Space Marine Battleforces.
Yeah, this is, the Battleforces not so much, but the Arks of Omen's earlier than I expected.
Way earlier. So this is Arks of Omen Abaddon or Abaddon. Abaddon, yeah. The latest narrative arc. So this is the equivalent of your Pariah Nexus.
Yeah.
Or what was it called?
Psychic Awakening.
Psychic Awakening, that's it. Now, Psychic Awakening was known for coming out at the end of the edition and then having a bunch of rules that were immediately invalidated by the new edition. So here's hoping.
Some of them weren't immediately invalidated. Some of them were. So it's going to have new rules for... does it have? Oh, no, it's new story.
Yep. So mostly this is rules and missions for the boarding actions,
yes.
Which we'll get to. It's also got probably the new rules for the Vastor, the Ark of Fame.
No, it's not going to have Vastor in it. It's going to, because there's one of the Ark of Omen's books called Vastor.
Oh, you think he won't be in that one?
No, he's not going to be in this one.
That makes sense because his model's not coming out yet. All right. So speaking of boarding actions, we've got boarding actions, a.k.a. Kill Team, Into the Dark.
Yeah, Into the Dark ×2.
Yeah, and that's what this is. This is the Into the Dark sprue.
So it doesn't have the little extra thing that had like the overhead stuff or like the wires hanging down.
None of
the extras.
Right.
It just has the walls and the doors and the little caps on the top.
It's 2 boards and 2 sprues.
Yep.
Or 2 sets of sprues, I should say.
I am terrified about how expensive this is going to be.
Yeah. Are they going to Necromunda this where it's going to be like $300?
Man, I hope not, because I really want it.
Yeah.
I want to make a Necromunda Zomortalis board or... I just want to play boarding actions.
And I, who already have both Into the Dark and Shadow Vaults, don't really need this because I already have 2 sets.
That's true.
And I will probably get the next Into the Dark set that they have.
Probably.
So I'll probably have 3. To come with this is the new chapter approved.
Right.
Arks of Omen.
We don't know a whole lot about it other than,
we know the giant big detachment.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I stand that detachment is very good and in such bad for the game.
It's going to be something... They seemed like they were very much wanting that to be used by everyone.
Yeah, which I don't like. In my opinion, there should be nothing that is universally taken, and that is universally taken. There's no reason not to take it.
If it's universally taken, why are there other options?
Yeah. What's the point?
What's the point? And maybe that will be a window into 10th edition.
Maybe
that's what they're going... Maybe they're going to abandon the traditional detachment structure. Because Age of Sigmar doesn't really have it. Age of Sigmar has battalions.
Yeah, and
those are very different in purpose and structure.
They give you very specific upgrades, and you don't have to take them if you don't want to. These are mandatory. So yeah, maybe.
So I'm also hoping that they don't bungle this release like they did for Nephilim, because Nephilim has not existed for like 6 months.
Yeah.
As somebody who is trying to currently get into 40K, I am very, very glad this is coming out now.
Yeah.
Because I could not, if I wanted to, get a legal copy of Nephilim.
Right.
Like, it literally does not exist.
Even on GW's website, just gone.
Yeah. I don't even think you can buy it from them digitally, can you?
I don't think so.
Which is just absolutely ludicrous. Like, here, play our game with these new starter boxes.
Yeah.
But hope you have someone else who has a copy of Nephilim.
Yep.
So hopefully they actually printed more of these. As far as the detachment goes, we'll talk about this when it comes out, I'm sure, with Cody. But
at length.
I want to see what it actually is in full.
Yeah, I want to read the whole book, obviously.
I like the idea of the updated tournament missions. I like the idea of the secondary objectives, and of course the points drops and buffs.
Yeah, all the ups and downs from that.
And then we also have the Space Marine Battleforces.
Yeah,
which I think you called this.
For today?
No, you called this as a thing that was coming when we first did our preview on the.
Oh yeah, when I was like, oh, it's the Raven Guard and Iron. I keep calling this Iron Fist, Imperial Fists. I bet the rest are getting some too.
And you were right.
I was right. I didn't think I was right. But I was right.
So you've got Science of Macragge, which is Ultramarines themed.
Yep.
Let me see. You've got a bunch of Intercessors, a lot of Intercessors.
Yep.
Hellblasters, and Blade Guard veterans.
Blade Guard veterans, a Librarian, and
what's his name?
Tigurius? Is that Tigurius?
No, that's Tigurius is the head Librarian.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's the guy in his retinue.
I can never remember. It's not Calgar, is it?
It might be Calgar.
Oh, it is Marnius Calgar, yeah. Then you've got White Scars, which is just the most awkward box because it points out that the leader of the White Scars is the one guy in the entire army who does not have a bike.
So he's like trudging behind everybody like,
"Hey guys, go!"
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me that the named Kasaro-Khan, the named character, no bike. He's fine.
Yeah, that seemed like a. I mean,
but doesn't the leader of Dark Angels have a bike?
Lionel Johnson?
Yeah. No, not Lionel Johnson. He's a freaking Primarch. The other one,
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Although I don't know a ton about Space Marines that don't have Wolfie McWolferson as their first name.
I also like that we have the Mario Kart ATVs in here.
Oh yeah, the ATVs.
Driven by Captain Hearing Loss.
We don't know how loud Meltas are.
I don't.
They could be quiet as loud as a church mouse.
Either that or that guy can't hear. He just has the most insulated helmet in the entire world.
Maybe.
That's just one of the sillier. That is one of the sillier vehicles in this game, and the White Scar's paint job does not help.
No. No, it doesn't.
And then you have my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Iron Hands, or as you call them, the Iron Fists.
Iron Fists, Imperial Hands, Iron Fists.
Yep. March of Iron Strike Force.
2 Redemptor Dreads is really good.
That's why it's my favorite. I love the Redemptor Dread model. There was a guy in here earlier at the shop who was saying that Redemptor Dreads are for people who don't actually have to think about playing Space Marines.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
I don't either, but they are really good in game.
Yeah.
And I just love the model.
Yeah. I do want some for my Space Wolves because they have like a sub theme of not Terminators, Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
And I want to make like an all Dreadnought army.
And I think they would be a great way for that.
It would be gross.
And then you just got your 10 Intercessors who, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The Tech Marine, I like that model.
Yeah, I love that model.
And then good old Father Pharaohs himself.
So Tech Marine and Tech Marine with a name.
Tech Marine 2, Tekabaloogaloo.
Sorry, I just threw up my mouth a little bit.
The only problem I have with this box is I already have one Redemptor, and I already have the Tech Marine.
Why do you have a Redemptor?
Because it's an amazing model.
But you haven't played 40K yet.
It's an amazing model.
And you have the Tech Marine?
Yes.
Josh!
At the start of this edition, I tried to get into 40K.
Oh, okay.
Played it and did not have fun.
That makes sense.
So I have a combat patrol of Space Marines.
Got it.
Basically.
You know what's better than 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts?
3 Redemptor
Dreadnoughts.
3
Redemptor Dreadnoughts?
Yeah. If I wasn't still waiting on Imperial Guard to drop.
True.
And I alluded to being sad for what's not in here. And I am sad that this is not my beloved Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
I want my Rogaldorns. I want my things named after Primarchs. I don't want actual Space Marines. And then finally, we have the Salamanders Warforged Strike Force, which is just infantry spam.
20 Intercessors, 3 Aggressors, 3 Eradicators, and Agrax Earthshade himself.
Agrax Agatone.
That one's fine. I mean, honestly, I would have probably done...
I think Eradicators are not the terrors of this edition like they were when they first dropped.
No, they're not. And I understand they're doing like the fire thing. Did it need to be 20 Intercessors? Could it have been like
20 Intercessors feels like
6 Eradicators?
We just needed to fill the box out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 Eradicators would have been better.
Yeah. For that faction leaning so hard on Meltas and Flamers, that's like way too much troops for
Here, you know the reason why there's 20 Intercessors?
Why?
Is because each of these comes with the upgrades row. And those are built more for Intercessors than anything else.
That's true.
So that's why there are Intercessors in almost all these boxes except for the White Scars.
White Scars.
Who I guess might not come with the upgrades sprue. All of the others have very clear upgrade sprues on their models, except the White Scars. Speaking of Space Marines and why, the Space Marine heroes that we already had,
Yeah.
like we have these on the shelf over there.
Yeah.
Someone just bought some.
Yeah. Yeah, why are these up for sale again? Why isn't it just another sculpt? Like, it could have been a different... But no, I have never been a fan of these blind boxes, and I'm not going to start with this one.
Yeah, if you have the existing blind boxes, you already have some of these sculpts. Yeah. These were also the sculpts in the Space Marine Heroes board games, by the way. Yeah. Just heads up. So, They're
just like, here's our thing, again.
Apparently they're bigger in Japan.
Yeah, aren't they all?
Yeah. Black Legion dice...
they're not Chessex dice.
No.
There's also less of them, and they're very hard to read.
Oh my god, you are right. There is less of them. Do you think they're going to be the same price?
Oh.
Do you think this is still going to be $36?
Josh, no!
Or was it $42 for some of them?
I hope it's... I think they're 38, the ones we have on the shelf. I hope not, for way less dice.
Is this the like they're the shades where they're just going to make it smaller?
Just like...
Keep the price the same?
Yeah, but look how marbly they are.
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Oh, God. And then Horus Heresy torsos for...
Salamanders, Word Bearers. I almost said World Bearers.
World Bearers and Word Eaters.
Yep.
This is not the awesome Salamanders helmets we saw previewed, so I don't care.
But the torsos are kind of cool.
They are
I do
cool.
like... Salamanders are probably my second favorite Imperial Space Marine.
I don't like the flames motif on everything. I like the green armor. I don't like that. I like the dragon motif, but not the flames.
Okay, fair enough. Same thing with the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Still no heads, but shoulder pads.
Yeah. All made to order. All from Forge World.
Woo.
And speaking of Forge World,
I generally don't like goblins.
yeah, me neither. But the chainsaw's fun.
The chainsaw is fun. I like the chainsaw.
And you got some Black Library stuff that we don't particularly care about.
The map is cool.
I mean, I guess there is the map, which is, I mean, cool, but meh.
Yeah.
Wrath of the Lost, a Flesh Tearers novel. We made some assassin models. Make a book about them.
Yes. Yeah, stuff in other languages.
Asterath.
Warhammer Plus.
Yeah. So let's talk about prices. Do you think
Not too much about prices.
But do you think these will be 210?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess they're gonna.
It would surprise me if they weren't, because literally all of them across both games were 210.
Because let me see, like the intercessors, you've got 2 boxes of intercessors here.
Mm-hmm. So that's 60 each.
That's 120. Blade guards and hellblasters are 60 each.
Yeah.
Blade guards.
Yeah, I think they're 60.
So that's 240, and then 35, 40-ish. So you're looking at about a $300 deal.
Yeah.
For
So
about 210.
roughly the same as all the other ones.
This one would probably be the worst deal out of all of them for that reason, because
Yeah.
those bikes are just 40 a piece.
Yeah. The
50.
The ATVs are I think 50.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Outriders are 60 each box.
So 120, 220.
He's 30. I think he's 45.
Yeah, 45 and then 40. Okay, so about $300.
Sure.
So you're looking at about a $300 deal for each of them, because Space Marines more than any other army are standardized prices for their boxes.
Yeah. So we could just like do this off the top of our head.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking 210, and for 210 they're all good deals.
Yeah.
None of these are as bad as the Raven Guard box.
No, because all of them have playable models in them.
Yeah, all of them are thematic.
None of them have unplayable models in them.
Possibly the worst one is White Scars, because I don't see much about the ATVs or the Outriders.
That's true. Outriders were good when they came out when the Indominus book dropped.
True, but that's true of a lot of things in this.
That's true.
I mean, Space Marines were good when Indominus dropped, and now Space Marines are
Yeah, that's fair.
kind of bottom tier.
But never mind. I can't talk about rumors.
Rumor has it.
Yeah, you're probably right. Plus, Kasaro Khan being left in the dust is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even rumors. It's just like speculation. 10th edition's coming.
No. I mean the stuff from the chapter. That
yeah.
has, quote unquote dropped already.
I mean, I think a lot of Space Marine stuff is going to get points drops.
Yeah.
Or buffs, because they're not in a good place.
No, they're.
We can talk about that in non-rumor form, because Games Workshop has been way more transparent in their MetaWatch articles about trying to bring up the low players.
Mm-hmm.
And Space Marines are literally dead last.
Which is impressive.
They do acknowledge that part of that is because there's far more play of Space Marines.
Yeah.
But I think I would not be surprised if everything in here on this page got points drops, except maybe the Redemptors.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because everything in here is not quite as good and shiny as it was at the start of 9th edition.
That's true.
So are you personally excited for anything on this page?
No.
Not even this? Not even this right here?
I do. Okay, that is. Gonna give our watchers a seizure. I am
What watchers?
interested. Fair. I am interested in it.
In boarding actions.
In boarding
as
actions
a thing.
as a thing, because not necessarily with 40k. I have been in a. I like infantry.
Yes.
Infantry cool. So the fact that I can play with almost all infantry is great. I don't have to worry about tanks shooting me from across the board. I mean, they'll still shoot me, but there's going to be
Not from across the board.
the board. So it is interesting. It's kind of a new way to play. Plus, again, I just like the terrain. I am a fan of this like modular, do whatever the heck you want with
We
the
have
terrain.
played with this and had fun.
Yeah, it was
this.
super fun. And then again, I want this for Necromunda because I don't have the Zone Mortalis stuff, and this would make really cool Zone Mortalis stuff. So yeah, I do want this. Price pending.
Yeah,
Because if it's too much, I still won't pick it up.
What is your price that you would buy this at?
Probably under 200. I don't think it's going to be.
Would you buy it at 200?
Probably.
Because I don't think this will be less than 200.
I don't think it'll be less than 200 either. but I would probably buy it at 200 on the nose.
The only thing I'm excited about, I'm not super excited about Abaddon, especially if it doesn't have rules for my Imperial Guard.
It's not going to.
Right, exactly. And
it's not my Imperial Guard Codex.
And so I'm probably going to pick up the chapter approved because this will be my entry into Warhammer 40,000.
That's true.
So for me, this is a new thing, and I'm looking forward to it. Otherwise, that's it for me. I have 2 Into the Dark sets.
You don't need that. I only have 1 because I didn't pick up in Shadow Vaults. Into the Shadow Vaults.
Into the Shadow Vaults Dark 2.
I didn't pick up the Nephilim chapter approved because I was not a fan of the rules changes.
And maybe that's why GW didn't print any.
Yeah, they were like, people are going to hate this, so let's print half of them.
God, I hope they don't screw this up like this. Because I want to...
I mean, just pre-order it.
I know, but I want everybody to have access to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Not just for me. Like, yeah, I can get this.
Yeah.
But I want everyone to have access to this. I don't want them to screw that up again.
Yeah. And... Sorry, is it just me, or does that look like a hardcover?
It does look like a hardcover. I was about to mention that.
Because
it does look like the spiral bound.
Yeah, it's definitely not spiral bound, and all the other ones have been spiral bound or paperback.
Maybe there was a strike at the spiral bound factory, and that's why they couldn't get the last one out.
Maybe. So yeah, interesting. Also, worried about price, but again,
oh no,
we're always worried about price.
Yeah, if this is $50, I'm gonna be a sad panda.
Yeah. The last General's Handbook was 50, wasn't it?
I thought it was 35.
And it came with a whole book that was useless.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will probably be picking that up. I mean, I bought not Nephilim, but the one before, and when Nephilim came out, it was still in its shrink wrap. I had not played 40k in that long.
Well, that's part of... Anyway, yeah, we've discussed that because there wasn't a night for you to play. And that's changing!
True. And that's changing, yeah. Anyway, that's all local stuff. We don't have to worry about that.
Well, so this is the first time we've talked to you in a couple weeks, but it looks like Games Workshop is going to be back on the release train.
Hell yeah.
So we will talk to you next week. But for this week, that's it from us here at Minis Rundown.
Goodbye.